Hey everybody, by now you've seen our Zugspitze 2 video, and this video is like an uncut follow-up to that. By the time we finished making video number 2, we thought it was too good to bog down with all of our talking, but you still might really appreciate our thoughts on the whole matter. So stick around and you'll get to hear us talk about what actually happened, the details, and all that cool stuff.
We need to clear some things up. We really enjoyed a hike up the Zugspitze. It was challenging, but it was a good challenge, and I can definitely say I'm proud that I did it. So the last segment that we did, it was really challenging. Lucas just stuck the camera in his the chest strap of his backpack. We didn't have any hands to film things. It was literally all fours or hanging onto a cable to get up this rock side, and all these little medium size, big size, tiny size rocks. They would some of them were sturdy or seemingly sturdy, and the other ones would just fall once you put your foot on them. So you had to then find a new one, and you had to find a trail, and it was just all a mess.
Yeah, and for me, I carried around our camera on the tripod the whole hike, from beginning to end. That was my goal, was to just keep doing it. But when we got to the final climb, and we had to hold on to these steel cables just to climb up, we realized there's no way I could safely hold the camera. And for a while we were kind of stuck basically hanging from these cables, talking to figure out what are we doing with the camera. And our bags are pretty full, so we had really limited options. Luckily we thought of the whole stick in my chest strap thing, because I don't know what we would have done.
So the footage from that isn't the best, but hey, it's what we have. After we got through some steel cable stuff, we got to a ridge, and the Zugspitze was still up here more, so we were in this ridge in the middle. And we stopped and had a bite to eat because I felt like I couldn't go anymore. I was just hungry and I needed a break to rest. And on the one side you could see Austria on the Austrian side of the Zugspitze, and on the other side you could see the side that we hiked up, and the whole entire valley. And I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it till this day. The height that we hiked was ridiculous. But it was fun. We kept going, and then there was more steel cable up the way. It's definitely a challenge for people who are afraid of heights. I'm not usually afraid of heights, but even that was starting to get to me. I had to be holding on to something. That steel cable was my I felt like a kid, and I had to always be holding my parents' hand or something. I had to have it to feel safe. And there were points where there wasn't a steel cable, but then I had to hold on to Lucas. It was crazy.
By the time you reach that part of the climb, your nerves are really just kind of fried. Because you have to realize, for us, we started the morning at 9, leaving the hut. We climbed or hiked for an hour, doing up and down hills, till we finally got to this point where all you could do is look up and see more or less an almost sheer cliff that you had to get to the top of, and a sign saying it'll take you an hour and a half to get there from where you are right now. You go up this rock pile for 45 minutes, think that you must be almost there, just to see another sign at the beginning of these cables that says you still have 45 more minutes to go to get to the top. You just felt like you went up a cliff as it was, and they're telling you have almost an hour to go. And then you're holding on to this cable, and some of the things were really actually kind of sketchy. Some of the rocks are polished smooth from years of people going on these. And sometimes you are literally climbing. You're given a rock and a cable, and you need to use the cable to get up. Without that cable, you probably wouldn't even make it.
The issue was where you put your feet, because some of the rock was polished, and we only had our tennis shoes, which were covered in dust from the rocky part below, so they would just slip. And so I made sure to clean mine off a little bit, and I made sure to put my foot where it wasn't worn. Even if we had hiking boots, I saw a guy in hiking boots, and he slipped on the worn parts. I don't know if your choice of footwear really helps you. You just have to be super careful.
I mean, that's kind of it. You make it to the top and you go up some metal stairs, and you're at the Zugspitze. Here in my mind, I'm thinking, oh yeah, there'll be people at the top. It was literally crammed. And we sat down, ate a bit more food, saw a really sweet dog. Then we left. Technically, our hike wasn't really complete. There's a small extra little ridge that you're supposed to climb up, and on top of that ridge is a golden cross. However, to get there, you would have had to stand in a line at the top of the Zugspitze, which probably would have taken us 45 minutes to get through. Then once you get to the actual ridge part from this line, you have to go up 2 ladders, like metal rung ladders.
That are placed on the rock side.
Yeah, they're just straight up. And then you're just climbing this small ridge, probably for like a total of 20 feet with a single rope, see, from what we could see, that like holds you. And the whole thing is crammed with people. There's no space. And at that point, it's like, we did it. Like, we felt accomplished. We made it all the way to the top. And you could say that we didn't truly finish because of the cross, but if you didn't climb that sheer cliff and do everything else we did in the last 2 days, then I don't know. You don't know what you're talking about.
It was definitely super busy because a lot of the people that come up there are the ones who park their cars down below and then ride the cable cars up, and then they want to sit out there and have lunch or breakfast or something. And then a lot of them will then stand in line to climb to this little extra part to the actual top and the Zugspitze part. I feel validated in that we actually just climbed up that whole entire mountain. Like, I don't have to go the extra 20 feet because it just looks dangerous to me. I even heard a lady came back and she said that she did it, but she said it wasn't pleasant because there were so many people, and like so many people had done it that it was like super slippery. Like, I just didn't think it was worth it. I don't need to risk my life. I already did enough.
Really. After that, we took the cable car down to the Eibsee. It's a giant lake that from the top of the Zugspitze looks amazing.
It does.
That's fun. It takes like 5 minutes to get down, so it takes quite a bit. It's actually one of the tallest cable cars, at least in Germany. As you can probably understand, we were super tired. Our legs were super worn out, and you might even be able to see in the video, we got quite sunburnt. We just quickly found a somewhat secluded spot by the lake where we could put our stuff down and just kind of wade in and sit and hold our feet in. It was kind of cold, but it actually really made our feet feel a whole lot better. And the lake is absolutely beautiful. It's a great blue-green color. It's not dirty at all. Like, usually for me, shorelines of lakes can get kind of yucky, and this was like crystal clear. And if we had more time, we would definitely go back there. We didn't even bring swimsuits this time because we never use them when we go places.
We didn't even have towels either, so.
Yeah. And in terms of water, we're not really prepared this time around. Someday, hopefully, we'll get to go back. The lake is absolutely beautiful, so I mean, even if you don't ever go up to the Zugspitze or don't plan to climb it, at least bring enough that you can go enjoy the lake.
After that, we jumped on a train and came all the way back from the Eibsee to where we parked our car at the Olympic ski jump in Garmisch-Partenkirchen. The train arrived at like the main train station for the city, so then we had a 20-minute walk from the main train station to the Olympic ski jump part. Then as we got closer, we saw that there was like some stuff going on at the Olympic ski jump. They had irrigated like the ski jump slopes. I mean, there's no snow now. It's just all green
turf. It's like the green
turf.
Fake grass turf you see at football fields and stuff.
No one uses it, was what I thought. And then we saw a bunch of people like all watching, so we kind of got up to watch. And then there was this teeny tiny one, like the miniest ski jump. There were like little kids, like probably 9 to 12 coming down, and they would come down and go whoop and fly down. We saw them also setting up like the mid-sized one, and then like bigger like teenagers and 20-year-olds would come down flying down the big one. So I mean, they do still use the Olympic Park, which I think is really cool. And then we jumped in our Jeep, came to this Airbnb, flopped on the beds, and then went to grab some more food, and now we're feeling a bit rested. That's our day. It's September right now, so I would definitely recommend that if you want to hike the Zugspitze, that you come in like the spring, summer, and early fall. It's really gorgeous. There is still like some parts of the glacier still up there that used to be there. Had I known that, we would have seen it, but I mean, we visually saw it while walking.
And they do have cable cars that can like take you to the glaciers, but there's already 35 euros for each of us to get off the mountain with the cable car. So it's already kind of pricey as it is.
If you take the cable car up and down, it should cost you about 60 euros round trip, so about $65-70. I was really glad that we like hiked the whole way up, and I mean, if we would have had more time, I would have also liked to hike the whole way back down. I would have definitely fully appreciated that I actually went up and down. But then we took the cable car down, and it was just like that. Like, all of my hard work is just like in 5 minutes we had descended. After this trip, we realized there's things we definitely enjoyed and we're glad that we had, and there's things we definitely wish we had. So if you want to come the next time. Gear that you should definitely bring on your Zugspitze hike is linked up here. Also, at the top, I got a postcard for my Patreon member Joe because he is subscribed to the 24-month tier. If you want a postcard yourself, go to Patreon and check it out. I love sending postcards. Secondly, my mom and I collect pins, and she had been to the Zugspitze but hadn't gotten a pin, and so she asked me if I'd get her one. I also got one for myself. This isn't like actually a pin, but we'll just make do. They're actually the things you like nail in your hiking sticks.
That's the end of day 2. If you like it, you know what to do. Down below, comment, like, and definitely subscribe. That's the best one. And keep an eye out. We have a huge project coming in December, so keep your ears open.
Also,
and that notification bell clicked.
Tomorrow we're actually going to explore the city of Garmisch-Partenkirchen. And it really looks gorgeous outside. It's like perfect, like old city and a little bit of modernism. That video will come out next week Sunday. Stay tuned for that. Bye!